Alrighty, how you going, guys? Jetsimi here again, and this is take number 2 on this video for the Cold and Dark Start tutorial of the BAE 146 Professional. I'm in the 200 variant, so I'm not 100% sure if the other variants are the same or whatnot, but they should be roughly the same. But this is the 200 variant for the Cold and Dark Start, so they should all roughly be the same. So we hope they are. So yeah, it is take 2. I got all the way to the ends, just starting up the engines, and it crashed. So, unfortunate there, but I tried to get the video back. Obviously. Right. But anyways, we are back. So I'm going to assume you've already watched my video prior, the cockpit tour. So we're just going to get straight on into the aircraft, and we're going to start. So the first things first, we want to make sure that we are in cold and dark start, cold and dark state.
Cold and dark selected.
So we're in cold and dark. We're going to set ground power. Now, in the other video, you will have seen the cockpit. So you can start it on each side. So just as long as you've got that little thing there on the co-pilot side. And if you didn't know how to do that, there is a little scratch pad there for your FOs. All right, anyways, guys. Without further ado, let's get this little bird started. So we're going to bring up the checklist here. This is a very easy checklist to understand. Starting with flight deck safety, you really don't need to do all of these things, but you can. And if you get lost, some things will glow for you, but other things like the flaps and levers, they do not glow. So you should know where they are because there's two big levers in the middle of the ball there. But anyways, going through the checklists, we're going to have landing gear is down, which it is. We're going to check to make sure that we have 15 degrees tilts up and that the weather radar is turned off. Nav lights are on to so the nav lights are on. Yes, so the nav lights are over here. So we'll them on. And if you can't see those, we'll go over here and have a look. So there's going to be a lot of jumping back and forth. So there's your nav lights there. High intensity and low intensity. Nav light, it's not actually, unlike strobe lights and beacon lights, they're not actually, there's no actual words there. So, yeah, that's the nav lights, guys. Anyways, so the next one is your batteries on. Go ahead and our battery is on. We're going to go and check our battery power by selecting the knob here and off. And we're going to check the parking brake is set to yellow. Parking brake on yellow, and we're going to just double check. And double check that the parking brake is on, and it is on because I have it set on. Anyways, we're going to set the master switch all on. Before we actually do that, we're going to turn the external power on to get the aircraft. Otherwise, we're going to be putting too much power in the aircraft. Batteries. Anyways, master switch is all on, so your dampener 1 and 2, autopilot, avionics, and masters. And then on and off with my alpha yoke. The next ones we're going to any skids on, and left spoilers yellow and green on. They're both on. AC bus tie is not these ones down here. These are AC and DC pumps, right? You want the AC bus ties over here. 1, 2. And the standby inverter and generator on over here. Generators 1 and 4 both reset, which are there. Generator APU, make sure you click it twice so it is on, not on, off line. Okay? Otherwise it won't turn on. Fuel pumps left inner, yes. Engine levers all in, yes, they're not out as you can see. And APU start, wait for the APU to stabilize and the lights are out, and then we can go to APU air impacts on. So once that is done, you're pretty much jumping back and forth over. So you want to kind of just get an all flow on how to do this over and over again, so you can get that turnaround real fast. So once the APU is sorted, impacts on, and APU on. Whatever, man. I think I accidentally pressed something. Okay, so next, we want to make sure that we have 3 green landing lights, which we do here. The MWS is main wheel steering, which is there. We're going to test it. Yep, it's all good. And then bring it back to make sure the lights go off. Okay, overhead Enunciators. We're going to press the little button over there and make sure all the lights are illuminated. Like again, you don't have to do this. You can. Cabin emergency lights is over here. Click that switch up over there. DC pump on yellow and green off. So yellow pressure rising. So we're going to go DC pump. AM. Pressure's starting to rise. We're going to go AC pump. Pressure should rise rapidly. And then we can turn it both off. Flight deck emergency lights on. Sorry about that, guys. Oof. That was bad. So I want to make sure that is yaw dampeners on both. Now, we've already turned the yaw dampeners on up here, but what do they mean by these ones? Well, it's down here under the rest. You'll see AP YD. So you want to click that, and you got yaw dampeners 1 and 2. So they're both on. Oxygen flow, 100% over there. And you want to make sure that we have main oxygen valve here. So we'll get rid of cockpit lady. Our main oxygen valve is on over there. So, which is okay. So you want to make sure that we then I think that is axe valve oxygen. Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the there. So the before start, you want to do the departure brief. Brakes above 2,500 pressure, which they are, on yellow. All avionics. When you get to this where it says hydraulics all off, you want to start thinking about closing the door, because when you turn the AC and DC pumps off, you can't raise the stairs. So if you're using the stairs, you want to close the stairs before you get to this part. Stairs are confirmed up, yep, and the front door is closed. So we can go ahead and turn those off. So they should be off. That's off. Okay, fuel sensor auto. So fuel sensor, so that's auto. ICE detect on, which is ICE over here. Detect on. Close. So you want to close that gauge. Fasten seatbelt signs, which is over here. Ding dong. Fuel quantity checked. It's in kilograms. So you can set them to pounds. Now, I haven't been 100% sure. If you set these over here to pounds, does that set these over here to pounds? No, it still says it in kilos, so be very careful. It's only here that it's in pounds. But anyways, set it there. Does not set the knobs. Altimeters cross-check. Now, if you have the altimeters synced in these settings, you don't need to worry about this. But that altimeters, it's going to set these here. Everything will be synced back and forth. The only thing that aren't synced is the DG, and we went over that in the past videos. I want to make sure all 3 altimeters are set. MWS, ground op switch to normal light out. The TMS and 1 speed bugs. So once you have set your aircraft up, speed and weights, you can come down here and you can look at all the speed bugs here. You just click that and all the speeds get set and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's so good. You just click that scratch pad. Doors and equipment's checked and removed, so you can have a look around the aircraft. You can just have a look at if there's nothing green there, then you're good to go. Alright, engine start. So this is where you would call your pushback tug. Now, if you had a pushback tug in front of you, you can call them. Even invisible ones work as well. Or if you're just going to start here and do a turnaround under your own power, which I can't because it's a blooming building there, and probably take my wing off. But if there was a pushback tug here, they would back. But anyways, you turn your beacon on. Beacon on. So the beacon is over here. I'm going to pick a button, but it's there. First officer position. The beacon right there. Okay. You can have your wing lights and on. It's up to you. You don't need them on during the day, but well. PAX and APU off. If you do not do this, the aircraft will not start. So PAX there, PAX 1 and PAX 2. APU off. Fuel pumps all on. So outer, inner, and outer. You want your TMS off. Is here. TMS, which is Thrust Management System. Now, think of it as a semi-automatic auto throttle. However, this aircraft is fully hands-on and you need to control it, so that's okay. Right. Engine start, power normal, and engine master switch on, and we are good to go. Right, so everything's ready to go. We've called up the tower. The tower said we're good to push back. We've called up the ground crew. They're getting ready to push us back. Then they'll say, clear behind, start engines. Okay, so we can start engine 4, and then you go 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can go 4, 2, 3, 1. It's really up to you. Ansett do it 4, 2, 3, 1. I have seen in the past, but it's 4, 3, 2 in the checklist. So what we do is we scroll over to 4 on the knob and the engine knob, and we hit the engine. Engine start, man. If I do any of those processing ones, I think I did. I think that's coming up. I thought I missed a spot somewhere. I thought I did. Somewhere. No, I haven't. Okay. So engine start switches are all on. Start power, generators, brake fan, both on. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, I have missed a spot. It's right here. So Paxel off, anti-ices on. I don't know why you have to turn them on. Technically, you don't have to have them on. So yeah, I just had a mix of that. So make sure you have those 3 on there, 4 on. So turn the knob over, and then there's the engine switch here, and you hit the start. You'll hear like a little thing. 1, 2, 3 lights are on. Check the N2 the N2 knob. Needle, and that should co-assist right there, so it's at 10. You can go ahead and induce fuel. Now, to induce fuel, there's little switches underneath the 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have it set to a keybind, and it does it itself. So now we are starting engine 4. So thrust lever, wait for the steam to stabilize. Technically, you can wait for the green lights and the starter to go out. Once these guys go out, then you move on to the next one, and basically start up again. There they go, they're out, start again. Wait for that N1 to, N2 to go up to 10. Just start the next one. Jump out the back here and watch the lovely stuff explode. All the gases out in the back there. And there goes my track IR. I don't know why it does that sometimes. So track IR is no go anymore. Go over to 2 now. There's 10. There you go. N1 up the top, N2 down the bottom. Once it gets to about 101, I think these lights go out. Something like that. Just over 110 and 1 there. And there you have it. Once that engine is spooled up, we're pretty much ready to go. Light should come out. Once that's out, then we're pretty much, the aircraft will just stabilize. Everything should stabilize at 235. The N1 should stabilize at 235 on all. Alright, so we can, while we're doing that, it says start power normal, which we are. Master switch and engines off. Anti-ices are required, which we really don't need them at the moment. For this particular airfield, generators 1 and 4 are on. Make sure you double click all the way up. If you don't, when you turn the APU off, you're going to have that. Once that is on, go brake fans on auto. The next one, you can do engine 2 and engine 3 pump on. You can also turn the AC pump to auto and APU on. Over here, you can turn all your heaters on. APU packs on and what? So you can go APU air back on, packs on. Engine air off as required, so you don't need that. TMS, Thrustmaster system. Do power and test. Transponder to TA. Now, in most cases, you'll probably just do TARA. That's that little knob just down there. I can't actually zoom in any further. Otherwise we'll have to see it. How about you transponder? Taxi lights on. I don't just like. I think it's just where I am sitting. Really. Track IR. There we go. Track IR stuffed up and doesn't work anymore. So you're gonna have a look at what your brake fans are. So it's like 4 degrees. The temperature. Taxi lights on, so that is down on those, or the switch if you have those. Set the switches and runway lights. When you get out to the runway, you can have runway turn lights on. Taxi lights on and brakes tested on roll. Okay, so that's basically it for the thing. Obviously, you'll have your landing lights and your strobes when you get out to the runway, which we'll do in a video when we're actually doing a flight. I'm not going to go do that as a tutorial. Takeoff is pretty much standard. I'll do a full flight tutorial on all of that in the future. Hopefully we don't crash the sim. But basically that is literally it. You've got your before takeoff, your after takeoff, your climb, descent. But yeah, that is the aircraft takeoff. Sorry, that is the aircraft cold and dark from scratch. Now, you can cater this to yourself. I'm thinking of making my own little checklist up for this. Just because the flow of this is just so back and forth, where as you go down one side, then you go down the left side. It's just so much easier if you just come on down one way, right? Come down one way, come down the next way, then whatever. So it's just something that I want to do, because yeah, going back and forth is a bit confusing, especially with this checklist up here. But any questions or anything like that, leave it down in the comments. I am going to link the other video in the description below, so you can go and have a look at the cockpit tour, because I assume that you have that also in your bag. But yeah, you should have some sound knowledge of the aircraft now, and get where you need to go. So thank you very much, guys, and see you in the next video.